guys, what's going on this morning? Hi, Susan. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Holly. Hi, Kat. Hi, Aggie. Hey, just me. We'll let everybody start piling in here. I don't know how long it takes for notifications to go out. I hope there's not too much confusion because I set the live up yesterday and I had to edit it. But for some reason, it wouldn't let me edit it. So I deleted the whole stream and made a new one. Now, this is on StreamYard, okay? So I thought I had deleted it on YouTube as well. So, let me look again. So it was showing two identical shows at 9 o'clock this morning. So bizarre. Okay, now it shows 3 are waiting in the wrong one. Well, hopefully everybody gets over here. Yeah, it showed there were 2. There's only one. It's the one we're on right now. The other one was the one I edited, and it didn't take it off of YouTube, but it took it off of StreamYard. So weird. All right, I'm going to bring up Michaela's mom real quick. Actually, hang on. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring Michaela's mom up real quick. Oh, hey, twin mama. Hey, Ron. Yeah, I know. There's several people. There's like 3 people waiting in the wrong one. Leave it to me. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning.
You got a lot of new people in here to support you.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
And that is what we need. Over the last few weeks, a lot of people are coming across Michaela's story and they're leaving amazing messages for Stacy. Have you been getting all those?
I have, and I appreciate the support very much.
Yeah, and those are people that aren't even familiar with the story. I mean, they couldn't be. They're not in Missouri.
That's good. We need to get the word out.
Absolutely. All right, looks like we got a few in here. We have a lot of new people that are coming in, and it's going to be shared in other places that people aren't familiar with what happened to Michaela. Didn't catch the last live.
Mm-hmm.
So do you mind starting, let's say, from the beginning, from the last time you saw your daughter Michaela?
The last time I saw my daughter Michaela was...
Oh, we lost her. Her link may have expired. Just bear with me. All right, I just sent her a new link. Yeah, guys, if you could see what Maddie put up, I put it up a little bit ago. Look at the page that Stacy set up. There's a ton of information. Let me text her. Twin Mama, you said you got it before the live? Okay, cool. Well, I'll never make that mistake again of editing one without making sure it's deleted in both places. Oh, there she is. I think she needs to edit her avatar. She did. She must have heard me.
I did hear you. Hi.
I thought you read my mind.
No, I heard you.
Okay,
So
we have to start over. May 3rd.
May 3rd was the last time I saw my baby. At 11:30 p.m., she came into my bedroom. She had a midnight curfew. She was her normal, happy self. We talked. She went to bed. Um, Sometime Tuesday, she left with friends. I didn't know who she had left with, which wasn't unusual. We spoke every day, but anyway, I got a text from her at 9:18 p.m. saying, I was bored. Oh my goodness, Mom, I love you. That was the last time I ever heard from my daughter. So on Wednesday, I had been calling her and texting her all day. No response. Getting really worried. I started calling her friends to see if they knew where she was at. Briley Brackett's name came up, which she was not a friend of hers. They had
Yeah,
never.
let's say that again. She was not friends with Briley.
She was not friends with Briley, and I do not know why she was with her that day. However, the first message I sent to Briley was, I'm desperate. I'm worried about my daughter. Have you seen her? And she said, I hung out with her yesterday, which would have been 5/4, but she left with someone, and I don't know who she left with.
Which turns out to be a lie, but we'll touch on that if we can.
Sure.
And so, I can't show Briley. We can say her name, but I can't show Briley. Okay. She's not charged with anything yet.
That's fine. Then, after being up all night on 5/5, calling and texting anybody and everybody I could, called Michaela's phone about 250 times. Thursday, same thing, calling everybody I could think of. I posted on Facebook that my daughter was missing, and if anybody had seen her, please contact me. So Briley Brackett's dad, Todd Brackett, called me and told me that Briley and Michaela were at a house in Belgrade, Missouri, and he gave me the address and told me that Briley had gotten picked up, and if I went there, do not go there alone. So I went there.
Do you know why he said if you go there, don't go alone?
I didn't at the time.
Okay.
I do now.
Okay. Can you tell us why? Is it something you're allowed to say?
I mean, it's a crack house in the middle of nowhere, and the individuals who live there are demons.
Okay.
Yeah, but
enough for me. Absolutely.
My 7 a.m., my father-in-law and I drove out to Belgrade. It's about 45 minutes from where I live with Michaela. And beat on the door. 2 men answered the door I had never seen before, came outside. I asked where my daughter was because I heard she was here. They said, no, she left with someone and we didn't see who she left with. Well, I called Sprint. They said her phone had been off since 9:42 p.m. on Wednesday night, which was the 5th, which my daughter...
Say that again in case someone missed it.
My daughter's phone, I called Sprint, had been off since 9:42 p.m. on Wednesday the 5th. So I knew...
What was your first thoughts when you know that she used her phone regularly and always got back with you?
That something was wrong, majorly wrong. I mean, obviously, I was hoping it wasn't what it turned out to be, but I was immediately alarmed and went straight to the police station and filed a missing person report. The police went to that same house and spoke with the same 2 individuals, and they told them the same story, which now has changed 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
That Michaela left and they didn't see who she left with. So after frantically searching everywhere, I mean, St. John, Rich Woods, everywhere possible.
On your own?
I mean, I had support from family, but no law enforcement, correct?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah, no law enforcement whatsoever. So on May 20th is when the FBI was supposed to get involved, and that is when they say the coroner, when they came to my house to make the notification, told me that the tip was anonymous, and that's how they found my baby.
Ugh.
Now, that turns out to not be true either. It wasn't anonymous. Andrew Pierce confessed to where they dumped her, which was on M Highway and rural road. Actually, Andrew's parents live on that road. So Andrew,
Can I put their picture up?
absolutely.
Okay, so Andrew is the anonymous caller.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, scum. Scum.
And I guess he actually first confessed to a man named Doug Hollinsworth, who is a retired law enforcement and was commissioned to and brought back into law enforcement to work on Michaela's case. However, he's been completely biased from the beginning. All of Washington County has. They took the word of these two individuals right here who are known fentanyl dealers, pieces of trash that steal anything and everything they can from the community has been trying to get them locked up for 5 years. They took their word that she left, as that. And then when they confessed to where they dumped her, they took their word that she overdosed. Sheriff Jacobson went on the news the same day and said that she overdosed. No toxicology, no autopsy.
Took their word. These two.
Yeah.
What are their ages?
Oh, the demon on the right is Andrew Pierce. He's 33.
33 years old.
Predator.
Mm-hmm. He is.
The other one's 24. So after
both are adults, should have been getting ready to go to work the next day, but look what they were doing.
Yeah. So Washington County had their mind made up from go. They said, they charged them with all these counts of, Sheriff Jacobson was just on the news. Oh, so upset that they could do that. And they charged him with everything that he could, with tampering with evidence and disposing of a corpse and hindering prosecution. How about murder?
Yeah, how about that?
Those are all Class E felonies, the lowest felony you can get. And they all had their mind made up that these two were telling the truth that she overdosed.
Like their doctors. Okay, so let's pretend she did. We know that's not true, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We assume that's not true. I can't, I have to watch what I say.
Right.
In the state of Missouri, there are no charges against anyone that calls 911 or takes someone who has, say, drank too much, overdosed, to the ER, calls for medical help. They would not have been in trouble.
They know that. They are very familiar with the Good Samaritan law. They just overdosed an 18-year-old last year and dumped his body underneath the awning of Washington County Hospital. That was Ethan Civey and Briley Brackett. Dumped him there, and he did survive. And Andrew Pierce's ex-girlfriend just overdosed in March. So he knows.
Mm-hmm. That's why this is totally different. Are Briley and Ethan still dating, or do you know?
As far as I know, they are.
Mm-hmm.
They were just seen together. So even if his story is true that he didn't have any, involvement whatsoever, which is what he's claiming now, he knew. He knew, and he let us frantically search for 15 days.
Yeah.
And she's still dating him, correct?
Mm-hmm. And Andrew knew.
Yep.
And they both got bailed out.
Same day, walked in with a bondsman.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Walked in with a bondsman, yep.
And they've enjoyed their summer while mine and our entire family's has been hell. And my baby is not here, and she's never going to be.
If you can say, if not, do they have any upcoming court dates? I know there was one yesterday, and we'll get to that.
They do not have one set right now, no.
Are you able to see the comments, Stacy?
No, I can't see it when we're live.
That's okay. You can see it later. There's just a lot of support in here for you.
Thank you all very much. I'll watch it later, though. And then I can see them. I appreciate it.
All right. So tell us what you can about the hearing yesterday.
So the hearing yesterday, the two scumbags attorneys tried to get their cases, even the preliminary hearing, to be separately, because essentially they're testifying against each other. But the judge overruled that and kept it together. And basically, Civi's dirtbag attorney, Brad Van Zee, was trying to say that these should be misdemeanor charges because there is no felony prosecution and that there never will be.
Why on earth would they want to drop it to a misdemeanor?
Because it's only a felony if there's a felony committed or something like that's what he was trying to say. Mm-hmm. And so the prosecutor did tell him, if you want more charges right now, I'll charge you with more right now.
Man, I would have loved to have seen their faces. How did you feel even having to look at them?
It was disgusting and absolutely heartbreaking, but also hard to control myself. I was shaking all day.
You have a question in chat real quick if you can answer it. If you can't, we'll just move on. Can you get a change of venue?
No. I have asked my attorney because Washington County is so corrupt, and I was told that victims cannot. Defendants are the ones that are allowed to request a change of venue because they feel they're being treated unfairly. However, victims have no right to do that.
There have been cases where the prosecution has asked for a change of venue. Yep. I don't know about in Missouri. It's happened in Texas a couple times. Hey, by the way, Maddie, her avatar, Stacy's, if I'm sure you remember, you made that, and Stacy uses it all the time. She loves it.
I do. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Maddie. Maddie does awesome work. She's a great advocate for victims. A great advocate.
I appreciate it. Never thought that my baby would be gone.
Are you getting a lot of support from the community? Are you getting any negative feedback?
No, the community has been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Now, I know the day that we were covering the protest, my Wi-Fi went out. Your phone, my God, how hot was it that day? Like, I thought your phone was going to catch on fire.
I know. It was a 90 something, 98, I believe.
But you were on Fox News that night. How did that go?
That was good. So I can't prove all of the corruption in Washington County, so I didn't, I just told the reporter what I had been told, but, I didn't have anything as far as solid evidence right now. And she ended up going with the corruption angle and, told them that there were allegations. And Sheriff Jacobson went on Fox 2 News and said that anybody can look at his record. Well, yes, let's all look at his record. How about the rape that he was charged with in 2010? God only knows what else.
Can we talk more about the person that they took to the ER that survived but barely? Is that okay to talk about?
Sure. Joseph Hensley has agreed he'll testify if needed. He's given me a written statement that I have taken to the prosecutor and to the sheriff's department. Ethan Civey told him that he could make someone disappear, and where they were at, no one would ever know. So that was his mindset.
Misty said Washington County needs an investigation on them. They don't do their jobs.
Absolutely.
Can we discuss Desiree? I don't know if we can say her last name or not.
I don't know if we can or not either, but as far as I know, she overdosed. They found her with a needle in her arm, and that was a week after she broke up with Andrew Pierce. But he was still with her. I mean, like, they had broken up, and I'm not real clear on all of the facts of that, but from what I've been told, he was the one that found her.
And again, if she was truly in distress, they know what an overdose looks like, because look at them. They could have easily called 911. Someone could have taken Michaela to the hospital.
Why does everyone else around them overdose, yet they don't, and they use every day because they know how much
if I was on the jury, that'd be enough for me. If I was on the jury, that'd be enough for me.
It would for me too.
You've done Good Samaritan on all of these other people, but this one girl, instead of calling 911, you moved her and didn't even tell her mama where she was.
So yesterday in court, their stories have changed like multiple times, 7 times, I believe. But I learned that the text messages between Civey and Pierce only from May 5th and May 6th have all been deleted. And the law enforcement is saying they can't extract those. They've been deleted and they can't extract them. So none of their other messages they're all still on there except for on those 2 days. But yet we wasn't anything about Michaela. Yeah, okay.
And again, if I was on the jury and I heard that, that'd be enough for me.
Would for me too. So Andrew is saying that Ethan went with him. They both carried her down to where they decided to dump her like garbage. And Civey's now saying he had no involvement with it. He only held the door open.
But didn't call knowing that you were looking for your daughter. Come on, held the door open.
But Andrew also says that Ethan threatened him. They would have to take this to their grave.
Red Banyan says they can get phone transcripts from the phone company. LA does it all the time. I'm so sorry Ellie isn't helping you.
So have I. It's Doug Hollinsworth that found my baby and found her phone. Can't even tell the truth on the stand of how he became involved in my daughter's case. So now he says that Eric Ziegler, who's a family friend, reached out to him. That's not true. He reached out to my daughter's page, missing page, trying to actually get paid for us to pay him to find her. He knew where she was at.
Susan, is there an agency in Missouri folks can contact to demand investigation into Washington County? My suggestion is to handwrite a letter to the Attorney General. They actually blocked Maddie's email.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it's an easy Google search, and write a handwritten letter. My letter hasn't come back, so I know they've got mine.
I'm still trying to get the FBI to get involved too, but brick walls everywhere I go.
Oh, you're right, Savage. Get with your local federal reps, but if they won't accept the help and they say they've got it under control,
correct.
That's what they're going through with the Mark Fullerton case. You know, I told you about that. That they want the FBI involved so bad, but until Penobscot County invites them in, they can't.
Which they're federal. I don't understand that. They can go wherever they want. They just won't, aren't.
So what do you have? Do you have another protest planned?
We do not have a protest planned right now. There probably will be one soon. And we're kind of waiting right now to see when the next court date is as well. Because after court yesterday, the judge was reviewing everything to see if it could be bound over to circuit court. And we should hear about that in the next couple of days. And then I'm still, Dr. Jane Turner was the forensic pathologist that did the second autopsy.
Okay, for the new people, and I apologize, I skipped over that. You got your own autopsy. Can you explain that? Is that something you can talk about?
I can talk about that. So she found a skull fracture and multiple contusions on her bilateral lower extremities, and minuscule amounts of drugs were her verbal words to me. I have not seen Dr. Diddiker's. They did show me his, not his report, but the first, or an x-ray of what looked like to be her skull, where it didn't show the fracture, and they're trying to say that it was caused during the autopsy. However, Dr. Jane Turner is reaching out to a forensic anthropologist to refute that.
And you paid for that out of your own money?
Absolutely. I don't trust Dr. Diddiker to do anything.
And by the way, any super chats that are put in today will go straight to Stacy to continue this fight for Michaela. I should have said that in the beginning.
As hard as it is, I'll never stop fighting for her.
I know you won't. You need an army behind you.
She died alone, and if I had to alone, then I would, but I do appreciate everyone's help.
You know, and make sure you guys like this video, you know, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share it where you can, because we need to get the word out. Are you going to be able to have the car wash, or do you know?
Yeah, it is planned for Saturday. It was scheduled for last Saturday, and it was supposed to rain, so it was rescheduled, but we're going to have it this weekend no matter what. Ended up not even raining, so can't trust the forecast.
Oh, someone just said, Brooks, can you answer Susan's question? Where and when protest? If it's close enough to my locale, I'll be there. There's not one planned right now.
No, there is not. But if you follow Justice for Michaela, the page on Facebook, everything that we do is posted on there. And I appreciate anyone who can come.
We might make a road trip out of that. I think that would be great. How are your other children dealing?
My younger two started back to school Monday, and I mean, obviously we're all still hurting, but they're doing the best they can. My oldest son, I think, is struggling the most. We were all very, very close to Michaela, so there's a huge hole that will never be filled.
Anybody that's looking for the page, it's in the banner scrolling. Kat, thank you for the super sticker. Kat's in another country.
Hi, Kat. Thank you.
Spy Waffle wants to know if the suspects are connected to the sheriff's office. Well, there's no telling. I mean, they're obviously not deputies or anything there. I mean, these are derelicts. I mean, these are adults that
have been allowed by law enforcement, if nothing else, to everybody knows that they deal drugs in the community. I mean, it's no secret. People of Belgrade actually took video footage of them, of Civi breaking into a laundromat to rob the place, and no charges were ever filed.
that is so odd to me that they've already got a checkered past and that they would take their word about what happened that night.
Correct. When my baby had absolutely no drug history, absolutely has never been arrested. None of it has made any sense. You expect law enforcement to help you. Well, not in Washington County. In fact, they've been trying to paint this picture of my daughter since the beginning. They released a private video on her Snapchat.
Can you go into that, how that was released?
So they found her phone on May 27th. I gave them the password. They supposedly thought it was going to burn up, turned it on, and downloaded everything they needed to get, because they were told by the person who repaired the screen that it was not going to be functioning for long. So they should have never needed to turn it on again. On June 8th, was the day that I took Joseph Henley's statement along with the first draft of Dr. Turner's autopsy to the prosecutor and to Detective Ryan, Stephen Ryan. And I told Stephen Ryan that I did not think he was doing a thorough job investigating, and that he hadn't even spoke to the other people that were at that house. And I left his office. That was at 12:30. At 2:50 is when that video was released, shared on her story.
How sick is that? She's not even here to defend herself.
Just as sick as the people who killed her, if you ask me.
And any time, not just a mother, a parent in general, mother or father, won't take the word of Ellie and they're like, no, I know my child. Do you know how many parents would have said they would have accepted, the overdose? And you were like, no, I know my daughter.
No, my daughter was my world, my best friend. And no, I knew better. So there have been people in the community that have been afraid to even share my daughter's story, afraid of retaliation from law enforcement and those thugs. There's nothing else they can do to me. I'm not scared of any of them.
I've wondered about that. You and I have talked about that at length.
There was a woman who actually had bought one of Sissy's t-shirts and was afraid to pick it up, afraid to wear it. So she said, go ahead and just donate it to someone in the family. I have children that go to school here, and we're scared.
Have you thought about moving?
Me personally, I'm not scared.
Okay.
That's what that woman told me. I'm not moving. This is Michaela's house, and this is where all of my memories with her are.
Absolutely.
I don't live in Washington County anyway, but I'm not afraid of a single one of them.
Kevin said, I applaud your honesty and courage.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're exactly right, Kat. Please share this video. Help Stacy to get Michaela's story out there. There should be no hiding place for the scum who did this to Michaela, to her.
Thank you, Kat.
Well, it really bothers me. Well, all of it bothers me that somebody would be too afraid to pick up a t-shirt because these two are still out on the street. Maddie, that's Minnesota. The one we're looking for, I can put it up here in a second. It's actually Jefferson City, Missouri. Holly said, I'm so proud of you, Stacy.
Thank you, Holly. You have been so amazing.
I'm going to play a video of Michaela really quick.
Okay.
And then we'll chat for a little bit more and start wrapping it up and, give you a break. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
I love that you got the billboard.
Yeah, I like how it turned out too. I hate that I had to get it, but it did turn out very beautiful. And I liked your video just now too.
Does anybody want to grab the link and come up and give Stacy any words of encouragement or add something in? There's the link. She's a beautiful girl. When that was one of our first conversations Stacy and I had, and she said, well, she was more than that. I mean, yeah, she was obviously beautiful, but
she was beautiful on the inside too, and so funny.
And you said she would do anything for anybody.
Absolutely.
Hang on, Savage wants to come up and say hi to you. Is that okay?
Sure.
Hi, Savage.
Hi.
We were talking about this morning, Stacy, and if it's okay, Savage, I'll just go ahead and tell her. And Savage started crying.
I am so sorry for what you are going through right now, Stacy. You are being so strong, and what they are doing in this town is ridiculous. And I encourage everyone that is here listening to this live to share it, like, comment, look up the local representatives and start writing letters and saying how unhappy you are with what is going on, that taxpayer dollars are, being used for a good old boy system instead of getting justice for a beautiful young lady that did not deserve what happened to her. She was murdered. She did not overdose.
Thank you, Savage.
I'm so sorry. So, I know I will be writing emails and making phone calls to the sheriff's office. But I'm also gonna write letters and make phone calls to your state representatives.
I appreciate it. A lot of people, they read it in passing, and everybody has other things going on, and I appreciate anything that anybody can do.
As human beings, we should look out for other human beings and do whatever we can to help them.
I agree with you, and I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's no problem. No problem at all. And I am just so sorry for what you went through. Or not what you went through, what you're going through.
What I will always be going through.
Yes. Yes. And I can't even imagine. I can't. And for you to not have the support of law enforcement and the DA's office, that is so frustrating. That is who is supposed to support you and say, we're going to get him. We're going to get him prosecuted. We're going to get Michaela justice. They're
That's
not.
okay. I serve a God who also delivers justice, so I'll never
Amen.
stop fighting.
Amen. I do too. I do too. But, people in chat, please share. Please. And, in your comment, write. Please, let's make a fuss about this. Let's contact the sheriff's department. Let's write letters. Let's write these representatives. Have you gone before your city hall? like your council meetings?
I have went to meetings in the Belgrade area, but not. I live in a different county than there, but I just might. That might be another avenue to explore.
Yes, yes. Go to the city council of the town that they're in. So, and make a scene. Have supporters there where, you know, they can stand up and speak. It's an open meeting, and people can come in and speak, and let them get as many people together as you can, and just one after another demand justice, demand that this case be further looked into. That's what I would do.
That's a good idea. I certainly will.
And I don't try to come across as bossy, but like Brooks, I'm an Oklahoma girl, and
Oh, you haven't heard anything till you get Stacy going.
that's amazing. I speak from the heart, and
I could tell.
I just I will do what I can. And I just really ask the viewers to do what they can. And Brooks, you were so amazing for what you do,
Absolutely.
and helping these families, and we couldn't appreciate you more.
I'm not the amazing one. Stacy's the amazing one.
Yes, amen.
We disagree on that, Brooke, but
No, Stacy's the amazing one. And so are you, I mean, Savage. I mean, our whole team, you know,
Yes,
you guys
yes.
stand up every day. And there's no way I could do this without you guys.
You know, and everybody has their part of what they can do, you know, and they all work together.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, that's pretty awesome. So,
teamwork.
yes, amen. You don't mess with babies.
No, no.
And that's what she
Not
was.
my
She was
babies.
the baby. She was your baby, and she was the baby.
And she will always be.
Yes, ma'am. And I am so sorry.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm gonna jump off here.
Thank you for the words of encouragement. Thank
Yes,
you.
Stacy, I'll be praying for you, and I'm gonna get to writing those letters. Um, and I
I
won't
thank you.
stop.
Thank you so much.
So, and everyone who's listening, please, please, I know this live has touched your heart. Do what's right, and do the same thing, and make this county and the sheriff's office and police department do their job.
Amen.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Savage.
it was good talking to you, and I'm so sorry it
Me
was under
too.
these circumstances.
Me too, but thank you very much.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye.
hon. All right. In closing, is there anything that you would like to add, Stacy?
No, I think that's all for today.
Okay, I'm going to give you a break and just thank everybody for being here.
I
Support
absolutely thank everybody. Everybody's support has been amazing. All of you. I have felt a lot of love from a lot of strangers, and I do appreciate it. Nothing will bring my baby back, and you know, it's just awful, but I do appreciate everyone.
All right, we appreciate you. So, in closing, everyone, please like the page. If you can, write a letter explaining the story. Yeah, Stacy is a superhero. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. We have an update on Summer Wells, and then we'll be back with Stacy when she has an update for us, because this channel will always support Stacy in her journey for justice for her daughter. Hey, moderators, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you all so much.
And everyone for being here. All right,
God
you
bless
guys
you
have a
all.
great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
God bless you. Bye-bye.